It's time to get regal. Hey guys, Shawn here from the Everyday Aficionados, and today we have a very special beer. This one is the 2015 version of Goose Island's Bourbon County Brand Regal Rye Stout. This one stands in at 13.2% ABV, and it's an Imperial Stout aged in rye whiskey barrels with Blackberries, Luxardo candied cherries, fresh sour cherries, and sea salt added. It also says that it has notes of blackberry, cherry, vanilla, and smoke. Obviously, I've been sitting on this bottle for about a year now, and I figured what better time to open it up with Bourbon County Black Friday coming up, so very excited to finally try this one out. Let's get into this review. Definitely getting a big, rich sweetness from this one. Huge caramel and toffee notes. Definitely getting that smoke coming through the peatiness, that booziness, vanilla notes, big vanilla. Definitely getting dark fruit notes coming through. I get like a raisin fig character. I don't know if I necessarily get the blackberry. And it does have a little bit of a salinity coming through from that sea salt. Interesting. It smells like a salted caramel-like aroma. I feel like I almost get a slight bit of that sour cherry. It even has like a candied character to it along with that cherryness, so the candied cherry definitely coming through. The Luxardo cherries. But yeah, definitely a very big, rich, sweet-smelling beer. Very dessert-like, huge barrel character, chocolatey fudginess. It almost smells like a chocolate-covered cordial or something like that. It smells fantastic. Cheers. It's a little bit different experience than the aroma. Much less rich and sweet and luxurious. A little bit thinner than I expected too. And even with a year on it, it's still pretty hot. Solid warming going down, warms up the mouth. I would even say you get a little bit of the alcohol coming through, especially towards the back end. But much more dark chocolate characteristics than I expected to get based off of the aroma. It smelled much more sweet and dessert-esque. Lots of bitter, dark chocolates, slight roastiness. Actually, smoky, I think, is a better descriptor. Very smoky, definite caramel and toffee characteristics in there. That fudginess. Lots and lots of chocolate and dark chocolate and fudge. In terms of the ingredients that were added to this one, I don't necessarily know if I'm getting the blackberry. The note that I noticed the most out of the adjuncts would be the sour cherry. There's a very, very light, slight tart cherry character, and a little bit of the salinity coming through from that sea salt that complements it nicely. You might get a slight bit of that candied cherry character. It almost has a little bit of that sort of chocolate covered candy cherry note, like a dark chocolate covered cherry. But again, the cherry notes are more towards the sour tart fresh cherry. I actually do think I get some of the blackberry coming through now, and it combines with the sour cherry in that it almost has a tartness to it. It feels more fresh, like a fresh berry character. Definitely getting a solid vanilla note in here too. It goes along with the barrel-aged notes. And overall, it's just a really boozy sipper. In terms of the body and the mouthfeel, disappointing. It's a little bit thin, I would say, medium plus even. And it just does not feel luxurious or full in the mouth. It feels just kind of like thin and like a little bit watery. And the finish on this one, definitely getting the lingering of that smoky, peaty character all over the palate. The booziness, the warming, some of the hot alcohol character, the dark, bitter chocolates lingering on the tongue as well. and a little bit of the soury, tart, cherry, blackberry-ish, with even some of the salinity. Alright, so for my final thoughts on Bourbon County Brand Regal Rye Stout. This one's going to get an A for me. And even at an A, though, to me that's disappointing from what I expected from this beer, for how hard it is to get a beer like this, and just from how interesting and good it sounded with the ingredients that are added in this one. And even compared to the regular Bourbon County from last year, I think I would prefer the base Bourbon County over this. Again, it's hot, it's thin, not what I expected. It's not as luxurious and satisfying and just full and dessert-like and as delicious as I expected it to be. They're actually not making the Regal Rye this year. I looked at the lineup, so for better or for worse, maybe it wasn't that popular based off of last year, and that's why they're not making it again this year. Not a bad beer, but for the hype, for how hard it is to get, and for how much it cost, I think it was like 20-something bucks just for this bottle, so not worth it. The base Bourbon County to me is better, especially last year's version, and there's a lot other better barrel-aged beers out there on the market, so the hype, it doesn't live up to it, and it could have been a lot better. Were you guys able to get your hands on a bottle of the Regal Rye from last year? If so, what do you think of it? Do you also think it's overrated, or you think it actually lives up to the hype? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, drink responsibly and passionately. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your Bourbon County Black Friday this year. Wah, wah, wah.